Are we live? Checking to see if we are live. Welcome back, guys. Just starting another live stream this weekend. Trying to get as much done as we can. I want this to be the last weekend of this patch. I want to publish it in the next day or so, basically. So we're gonna get as much done as we can today, so we can go ahead and publish in the next roughly 24 hours. God willing, as they say. Yeah, Arma bugs willing. We gotta test everything we do, so like if we find anything that's not working as it should and it's serious, then we have to, of course, change plans. Just checking to see that we are working. Looks like it. It looks like everything is working fine. I upgraded my internet like a few weeks ago, just because it was, I'd like budget internet subscription, just because I didn't need any more. But if I want to do like, if I want to upload videos and be able to do some streaming, then I need obviously a bit higher download and upload speed. So that's what we did. So at the moment, I'm working on a helicopter damage script. And what we're trying to do is enable a helicopter. I don't know why I'm working on this. Like, this is like an add-on to the update. It's just something I want to do. The games are supposed to be fun, so we're doing something that's it's been on the to-do list for a long time. So I think I have the abilities now to pull it off pretty quickly. Just going to set up our little dev environment for this. Spawn my Miller in. I don't need that helicopter, I want a useful one, so this is it. What I'm trying to do is make helicopters be able to take or survive a hit. Not sustained hits. Like I want the first hit by a missile to not do as much damage as it currently does. If that makes sense. Like I don't want, like, where's our helicopters? There. I don't want, like, say the players are in like a ghost hawk or something, and they catch a stray missile. I don't want that to knock the engines out on the first hit. The first hit I want to have a better chance to be survivable. Just for like gameplay, like so if if the helicopter takes like one hit from a missile, it usually lights out for the main rotor, and then the helicopter goes down. I don't want that necessarily. I don't want this sort of damage modification to be abused. Like to be used for like doing gun runs with impunity because they know they can take some hits. I want it to just be for like crew survivability. Yeah, so that is the plan for the next. I'm gonna do this for maybe like a half hour or so, and then we'll move back to polishing up our patch for release. So where is my stuff that I need? I need this script here. This is my vehicle damage handling script. Everything I need here? Yeah, okay. I'll get rid of that variable for now. This is a script. I've been tweaking it in the last few days just to try to make it a bit better. But it's not done. Not done. So we're gonna make it portable. I'm gonna get it out of this. I don't want to damage this function. I'm gonna make it portable into here though. what I was doing before, like off camera, I was modifying the incoming damage. So like when the helicopter takes a hit, we want it to be able to survive the first hit. Not necessarily like it's basically just keeping it flying in the air. That was the plan. But we need to now. That's what this little bit here does. This is what I was working on, this section. Basically what I'm doing is reducing the damage that's coming in. We multiply it by 0.33, which is saying, okay, this rocket does a damage of 100, or say this rocket does a damage of 30. Now it's only going to do damage of 10. That's the effect of this. And then I only want further effects to happen if there's actually like a reason, like if there's players in the passenger seats. The idea is that they don't die as much while they're being transported around. So when there's players in the passenger seats, I want to add further protection to the critical parts, and I identified these yesterday, which is the main rotors and the engines. I don't care about the tail rotors, like the pilot skill will dictate that. But maybe we can keep the engines and main rotors active. And then I want to detect also, on top of this, I also want to detect critical damage to these parts. So even with the damage multiplier, this will eventually reach so 1 is like critical damage, that's like explosion. So I want to detect, so we're multiplying we're reducing the damage, but it's still going to add up. So once it adds up to like 100%, I want to transfer some of the damage from the critical parts, like the main rotors and the engines. I want to transfer that to other parts instead. So like the instruments and say fuel tank. I don't mind if the fuel gets hit. Then you get some nice crash landing style, or it makes it a bit more fun. That's all. So I don't mind if the fuel goes out, as long as we keep the main rotors up. Then they can actually do something about it. Like if they have an engineer, they can get back in the air, they can land near the FOB or AO or whatever, or another heli can come and pick them up. The idea is just to keep players alive a bit better without getting cheaty and hacky. So what I've done here is I'm reducing incoming damage, and then down here we calculate the damage, so we calculate it here. And then down here I want to take the result and determine whether it's critical. And if it is critical and certain conditions are met, then I want to transfer that damage to the fuel tanks instead. So what I have to do, some data collection first. I have to get all the hit points for all the helicopters. I'm going to quickly go through and spawn in all our vanilla helicopters, just the main types. I don't need to spawn all the variants. I don't need to spawn the unarmed one of these. I just need to spawn one of each type. So just gonna spawn all these. Orca, what else do they have? Do I want to do it to the VTOLs? That is the question. I guess we'll do it to the VTOLs too. They're pretty survivable. They have a lot more damage resistance than the helicopters. Anyways. What do we got? I want to check to make sure that stupid sound thing isn't. I want to try turning in a NVIDIA broadcast off because it's been like causing sound distortions to my microphone. So just turn that off. So we got these ones. What else does CSAT have? Is that it? Maybe that's it. Helicopters. They got a bunch of this. Oh, the Kajman, that's it. Okay. Put the planes out there. NATO ones. Or NATO. Got our Hummingbird, Blackfoot, Huron, Ghost Hawk. And I guess there's VTOLs as well. So we got our VTOL. So we got these vehicle types that we have to do a bit of data collection. The way they've defined in the game files, the hit points, like the name of the fuel tank, is different on this vehicle than this vehicle, probably. So I've created a little script here to get that information. It basically outputs an array like this, so like the vehicle type and then the hit points we want right here. And a neat little data structure. But we don't need this line, which is like getting the engines and the rotors. We want instead like fuel, that's all. That's all we want. Get rid of some brackets here. That looks good. Okay, I'm happy with that. So we're gonna go in. I could probably do it from the Eden editor, but I like doing it like this. Speed up our running speed so we can move around a bit. Okay, you have to be dangerous with this because you can run into stuff and kill yourself. Oh, speaking of which. Yeah, so let's go in here. You can see in the chat box what is being produced. We'll do these ones first. Looks like they're all fuel hit, huh? I hope it's all fuel hit. Make it easier. Fuel hits. It seems we're getting good luck here that it's all the same. Ah, see, look at that in the chat box. The other ones are fuel hit. This one is hit fuel. That's why we're doing this, because some assets are just strange like that. I wouldn't mind if the Arma VTOL could be used more in Invade and Annex. Like, it's good in the Insurgency campaign mode, but in Classic mode, there's way too much anti-air. We could do stuff, like we could make their flares function better. Or even add, like, the active protection system to it, so it, like, intercepts incoming rockets. There's things we can do. But, yeah, I don't know. I do like it because it's like a teamwork. It takes teamwork to use. But yeah, so let's go further on this way. Fuel hit. Fuel hit. Did I do the NATO VTOL? I'm pretty sure I did. Okay, it looks like helicopters are just fuel hit, which is nice. We'll dump our... Oh no, oh no. What happened here? Main array, this array. Oh no, okay, I see what I did. Brutal. Okay, we have to redo this. Yeah, we'll go from this end this time. Basically, I have to go into my little script here and remove this like empty array right here. That way our array keeps building. This is what we want. Fuel hit, fuel hit, fuel hit. There's a few like I wonder if I'm doing this right. There's something wrong here with our array. I just have to post There's something wrong. Yeah, our main array is dropping to this every time. Okay, I just did the wrong one, that's all. Sorry, it's these blocks of code and just, yeah, hard to describe. So we'll run back over here. And then I think I just did it the wrong way. So we will execute this. And then now this is the one I want to remove. That's fine. Yeah, okay, we're good now. I just removed the wrong array. Like the main array I want to keep going, but each helicopter I want to reset like the helicopter array. If that makes sense. I wonder why the VTOLs are hit fuel while the others are fuel hit. It's like one of those very Arma things. The effect of all this is that instead of helicopters getting shot down, their fuel will get hit pretty hard. So there'll be a lot of like Mayday, I'm going down type events. Players will have a chance to jump out. Helicopter pilots will have a chance to like set down safely. We've done them all. And I think that's just better gameplay than how it is now, where like the main rotor goes out at high speed and then there's like a crash landing and everyone dies. Which, you know, it's okay. But we can do better. We can do better. So I'm just going to analyze what we got here. I'm just pulling information from the vehicle. So what does it look like? It looks like everything's fuel hit. And then for the VTOLs is hit fuel. We can use this knowledge to cut down on some calculations. Where's our function? It's just up here. So what can we do here? If it's a helicopter, we change the scale of the damage, and then if there's like more than one player in the helicopter, we drastically reduce like the scale of damage to these key hit points. Just for this testing, we'll comment out this condition just because it's not useful to us. So we'll just comment that out for now. Just so this triggers every time. We don't have this player check. And then, so how do we, once this triggers, we also want something else to trigger down here. And I don't want to do the same evaluations. Like I don't want to iterate through this like data structure here and then again down here. We need like a variable, like a, how should we say it? I think we'll do something up here like private heli aircraft crit pulse. So like a critical aircraft hit. And then if we're in here, we'll do like aircraft crit is true. And then we'll go down here and just review that variable. So if then. Now I have to check what the critical hit is, like what the threshold is. So I want to come in here. Do we want to fly or do we want an AI pilot to fly us? I think we want a bot to fly us. So we'll hop in the co-pilot seat. Just so we can do stuff instead of flying. Get a helicopter pilot, most appropriate. And then tell him to take off. I think I am allowed damage false, so we won't die. That's good. What we're going to do... Hey, buddy. What we're going to do is we're going to test our hit points. So, vehicle player, set hits. Where's my main hit points? Hit points, transport 02. So we'll try like, this one's in all of them. I'm just going to see what engine hit does. Like at what level of damage do we fall out of the sky? Turn my effects down. I wish it wouldn't pause. Like I don't like everything pausing when I pull the debug console up. Should be like a way to have the simulation continue with it up anyway. So the vehicle player set hits. Engine hit, say 0.5. We'll just do that to start. Our engine's at 0.5. I wonder why like the tail takes damage when the engine gets hit. Like this is an engine, not a tail rotor hit, but the tail rotor's taking all the damage. So we'll set that to 0 again. And then we'll go engine hit 0.7. Nothing. 0.8. 0.9. Okay, now we're falling out of the sky. Stop. No! Don't land, idiot. Get back in there, come on. What was that, 0.9 and then we're falling out of the sky? Yeah, I don't want to fall out of the sky like that. So 0.89. We're fine. Now we're just chilling in the air. 0.9. Okay, 0.9 is our critical threshold here. We'll make a note of that. So engine hit critical threshold 0.9. We're gonna check our main rotors as well. Check that to 0. Get back in, buddy. Come on. We're not done yet. I wonder if we can speed up time here. Yeah, okay, cool. I can actually, like, good for testing. I can speed up time. Okay. So, now we're going to do main rotor hit. So, vehicle player, set hits, main rotor hit, 0.5. Um, 0.8. Nothing. 0.9. 0.89. And 0.9. Yeah, okay, so when these get to 0.9, we fall out of the sky. There's other different vehicles as well, though. Like we have to try on this one. If I can get into it, it will let me in. I want to get in as like co-pilot. Let me in. Alright, we're in as co-pilot. Get our really cool friendly pilot in there. Speed us up for a sec. So we're gonna try. What selections does this heli have? It has a bunch of different engines. Main rotor hit. We'll try main rotor hit first. 0.89. Interesting. It's not showing any damage to the. This isn't doing much. I wonder why. So we have main rotor hit, tail rotor hit. Trying to figure this out. Copy that. Copy. So we're going to copy all the hit points of this helicopter, dump them here, and we're just looking for the different critical hit points. Not in that array, we're looking for this next one down here. So this is our important one. Okay, so this is like main rotor 1 hit. Interesting. So is there like a main rotor 2? Or is it just main rotor 1? L3 main rotor 1. Is this what we have to do? Did I just have the wrong helicopter? Yeah, okay. So it's actually a helicopter 03. I'm just stupid, that's all. So our hit point is actually this one. So vehicle player set hits main rotor 1 189. Okay, there we go. So 0.89 we're in the air. 0.9 we're falling out of the air. So this is what we don't want. We don't want, say we get hit by a missile, the first strike, I don't want to cause us to fall out of the sky. So yeah, that is our critical threshold. There's a couple others I want to try. I want to try these like different engine parts. So maybe on this one, engine 3. See what this does. How do I do this? Vehicle player. Is that allowed? Nah, I shouldn't do that. Set damage 0. So our pilot should be happier now. Just get him up in the air. Up he goes. So we're gonna do this other hit point now, like engine 3. I just don't know what this hit point is. Is there 0.5 just to see what happens? Nothing. 0.89. Nothing. These might be for like advanced flight model, these other engine hit points. 0.9. Nothing. Hit engine 3. Hit 1. Interesting. So we don't have to worry about these other hit points. It's only the like the engine hit and the main rotor hit. So we want to, if aircraft critical is true, we don't want to have to, like I don't want to copy this array down here as well. I just want to use it down there. So if we're in this block, this element variable will exist. So we're going to take this. We'll do this check as well down here. I know it exists, so we'll just check the -1 value as well, just in case. Just a sanity check in case someone that uses like modded vehicles. We don't want script errors. If there is a vehicle that's not in this list. Just like edge cases like that. Anyways. The element does not equal -1. So now we want to check the damage to this hit point. We want to get the damage, or we want to use the damage as a condition. So if damage greater than or equal to 0.9, then this is our critical threshold. Critical damage to critical component. So we know that if we're in this scope, if this condition is true, then the helicopter is going down. Like it will fall out of the sky. So we want to do stuff to avoid that. First things first is to make sure it doesn't go that way. So damage, is damage a private variable? Because we're modifying it. I guess it's in param, so it's okay to modify it, and we won't get script errors. So damage equals damage min 0.89. That way, this min command is basically saying like it's returning the minimum number of these two, so it's comparing these two and spitting out whichever one is lowest. So like if this one's 0.85, min 0.89, this will equal 0.5. If this is 0.95 and this is 0.89, it'll return 0.89. So we want to keep that below the critical threshold in this case. So our damage will be at most 0.89 now. And that should prevent us from falling out of the sky. Now what I want to do, I don't want this to be like invincibility. We still want to fall out of the sky, but in a more gameplay interesting way. And now we have our fuel hit selections. Remember, this only works for the helicopters. The vehicles are like, or the VTOLs are like planes. So we'll need to account for those too. Do we need another variable, or can I get away with something else? I might modify selection name. We're going to modify selection name. We don't need it down here. We're going to do selection name equals fuel hit fuel. We'll do it the other way around. So hit fuel hit select vehicle is kind of helicopter. There is a bit of like, this is a bit of, we could have done something about this up here. But I'm a bit lazy as well, so we'll just do it down here where we need it. So we have our selection name. So instead of critical damage to an engine / main rotor, we're going to instead apply critical damage, set hit, selection name, damage. Maybe we want to do it up here, like above where we change damage. We'll change the damage to we'll put like a stopper on the damage down here, but above that we'll just apply the other damage to the fuel. Is that right? I think that's right. So it's 0.9, then we're just applying that to the fuel, and we actually don't need to use this selection name variable. We can actually just put this line. We can put this line right in here, like that. That way we don't need to declare another variable. So we're transferring damage from our engines and main rotors to our fuel. This should be enough for like a test, and I'm gonna pop like a hint, like insolent, we are going down. So that way we'll get some feedback when this little block executes. So this should be enough for a live test. Cursor object handle yes. So we're gonna do a little test with this. Now what do? I want to go down. I want out. Let me out. Just let me out. How do I get out of here? Delete vehicle player. Yes. Sorry, bro. So we'll come back over here to our helicopters. We'll use our ghost hawk again. This is a good testing vehicle. This is the one that I see falling out of the sky the most. So I want to do stuff about this. So execute this block on it. We should be able to fly it now. Gotta get my joystick up. I don't fly with mouse and keyboard like a dirty casual. Get the Jeep thing up. Then we're gonna spawn a missile specialist right on this point here, and then we're gonna mark him on the map. That's where our threat is up there. I think I'm invincible. It's good. So we're just gonna fly straight over top of this missile specialist and see if we fall out of the sky. Or, like, I want to see if our main engine takes critical damage. Or if, rightly, as we want, our fuel takes critical damage. That's what we're doing now. All goes well. You should see in the top left, like up here, our main rotor should stay white or yellow, and our engines should stay yellow, but our fuel should get knocked down. There's our missile specialist. Hopefully he's firing at us. There we go. Okay, so we took catastrophic engine damage, which is not good. No, not. This isn't what I wanted. Our main rotor is doing fine, but our engine took critical, which, yeah, so not ideal. Why did that happen? Why did our engine still take critical damage. This is my block here. Push these out of the way for a sec. Don't need these lines. So why did my block here still allow critical engine damage? Why? Did that hint pop though? I don't even know. So how do I'm surprised that failed actually. I just have to look at this and figure out why that happened. Data 1 scale. Because the first hit did exactly what I didn't want it to do. Engine hit and main rotor hit. The main rotor stayed okay. It was just our engine that went out. I'm not sure why. Just not sure why. In silent format, we're going down and then print the damage. Like that. So we're gonna just see what that spits out. And we're just gonna try again. So go back to our vehicles. We'll spawn our new guy in. He worked pretty well. Put our circle down. And we shouldn't need to go too far, so I'm just gonna do it right here. Go stock. I wonder what happened. What I can do actually, instead of this stupid hint here, I can actually do something better. So we'll give our helicopter a very, actually we'll just get in. And then we'll do on each frame hint silence their format. Rotors 1 and engine 2, engine 1, 3, engine 2. Engine 2, 4. I just want to get like a good print of what is happening to our helicopter. I think we're in transport 1. So there's engine hit 1, engine hit 2, engine hit. Close that off and go vehicle player get hit. Rotors would be, I think this is the syntax. I don't really use the get hit command very often, so I guess we'll see what it returns. Get hit engine, engine hit. Engine 1 hit and then engine 2 hit. So engine 1 hit, engine 2 hit. And we're going to just put this into our chat box. These are like the, now we see in the top right, just the damage that we're taking on each selection, which is good. Now, no, that's not it. I want to go, I can't remember whether I applied this block here or not. Vehicle player, remove all event handlers, handle damage, and then replace cursor object with vehicle player. So in we go. I know I spawned the guy in already, or the shooter in already, which is good. Let's get up in the air. Alright. I'm just watching up on the top corner there what sort of damage we have. Looks like he's got his rocket out already. Alright, so our engines have taken like full damage. So our scaling isn't working on our damage selections. Yeah, okay. So what do we do? Vehicle is kind of, so it's up here that we're failing. I wonder what I can do about that. Scale. Data 1 element, select 1. It's working on our rotors, just not working on our engines. Wonder what to do. Is it just that it's adding up too quickly? Like the damage is just adding up extremely fast? These little problems are why these scripts don't exist in the community. Because debugging and making it work is like ridiculously pedantic. There's our helicopter right here. We are doing what we need to do. We can block maybe, like we're not like blocking the damage, so we could do that. We could go like, oh, but we are doing that. We're doing it right here. Damage min 0.89. Let's do like damage equals 0.89. That way we stay down below. Vehicle set hit fuel hit, select kind of helicopter. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Damage down there. I'm not sure if aircraft crits. It's like we can't even stop damage to these hit points properly. So vehicle set hits. Data is not equal to 1, selection name in. Okay, interesting. So we can just put the aircraft crit variable in there, which is where it should have been initially. And then we know that we're in this thing here. I'm going to print this to system chat. Just to see what it's returning. Aircraft crit true. Modify the scale. If element is not equal to 1, vehicle set hit. I don't need to do that yet. We're not at that stage yet. So I'm gonna hop out of this vehicle somehow once it stops going crazy. Okay. We're out, spawn another. I'll be very happy when this script is done. Because it's harder than it looks to do. This is vehicle player. Yep. We're just gonna go again. Make a tweak to the code and go again. That's the name of the game here. How this thing goes. Where's our missile specialist? Over there. I wonder if he's got another missile on him. I hope he does. It's the first missile that I care about. I don't care about any of the others. I think he doesn't. I'm gonna give him another. We gotta put ourselves into auto hover. And then spawn another guy, like, within sight of us. So we're just waiting to take a hit now. There he comes. Okay, what do we got? It's gonna pause. I wish I could. So what do we got? What's happening here? Our fuel's draining, rotors, da 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 da. 42, I like that. So we're still up in the air, that's the main thing. This is exactly what we want, and I didn't do anything either to change it, it's just bizarre. Our anti-torque's down, and our fuel is pretty bad. Which is fine. This is good. This is what I want, so like, I want this sort of thing when, instead of the player just going down right away. I want the main rotor to stay up. And I want the fuel to go out. That way they can at least, like, think about a landing. Oh, too hard. That's not what I want. Whatever. That was good. That worked well. I'm not sure how or why or what changed, but whatever happened, it happened as it's supposed to. And I didn't change anything. So yeah. We'll go again though. This time, we're just gonna go again. No change. See what happens once more. We'll see if we can do the same, have the same effect. Execute our code. Where's our missile specialist? He's gonna be there in his little ring. Oh, that's too much. That's too much. Okay, here we go. Alright, so... Okay, so we're pretty badly hit. So what happened there? Why is our engine above 9? That's what I don't get. That's what I don't get. So our engine hit is above 0.9. Engine 2 is at 1. So we're still taking damage. This is what I thought. There's like in-engine, like internal scripts running, internal systems running to add damage where we don't want it. So I'm going to add a line here to see if we can just reverse what's happening. Set hit, selection name, and then we'll do the 0.89 min damage thing. We're going to do this, just apply set hit and see if we can. We'll just do that now to stay in the air. Hey? We'll just apply, no, I didn't want that. What do I do? Vehicle player, set damage 0. Alright, we're still in the air, just from like scripting magic. How do I despawn that guy down there? Just that guy. Alright, we're still in the air. We're gonna execute this bit of code again. I might put something there like vehicle player set damage 0. So we can stay in the air while we're doing this testing. So what have I done? Well, we'll see what happens. Right? We'll just see what happens. Auto hover. We'll spawn in our new guy. Missile specialist. Auto hover off, and hopefully. Not even sure where he is. Where is he? Oh, he's over there. Hopefully he will take a shot at us. And we'll be able to see what happens to our engine. Yeah, like with helicopters, there's a lot more like Bohemia has done like a lot more stuff internal. Okay. That's good. We're still up. Our engines are like catastrophically hit now. Look, everything's 1, and I'm not sure how it's at 1. What to do about that? We almost need to like spawn. I don't want to do this though. This is like the wrong. I don't want to do like. I don't want to spawn a script, or I don't want to spawn anything here. What can I do? What can I do here to like delay this line from executing without spawning a script? That's what we have to do. Because there's in-engine internal stuff that's happening right here, which is bypassing what we're trying to do. So we need to do like I know how to do this. Like I've done it before with other stuff. So if is null, mission namespace, get variable QS, aircraft, create hit, script null, then, oh, missed the square bracket, yep. Then, and then we need to, which variables do we need? We need vehicle, selection name, damage, selection name damage. This is where it gets quite tricky. So we need to create a script, and then we only want one script for handling this. For everything else, we want to like pass it to the script that's going to be running. Spawn, and then this is going to be like, this is our script handler right here. Guy sleep, How long should we sleep for? 0.1, 0.25. Sleep 0.25, and then if is null. This is where it is a bit tricky. For each Goose aircraft crit hit. What do I do here? I need an array. And then I need to pass stuff from outside the array into the or outside the script into the script with that array. So I'll put my params in first. It's easy to do. Params, vehicle, selection name, damage. So the problem is this function executes, if you get hit by a missile, this function could execute like 25 times. At least, like it could execute a lot more. Like it could just execute many, many times. So because of that, we don't want to spawn like 25 scripts, because then you do get performance issues. So what I want to do is spawn one script if it's not already running, and then feed the rest of the executions into that script. To be like effectively, like what I'm going to be doing is like, if the script is not running, then else, and then here we're going to be like pass vars to script. That's what we're going to do. And then at the end of the script, we're going to nil the, we're going to set the array to back to 0. This is roughly the structure. I don't need selection name and damage in the script. I really just need the vehicle, because we're going to pass these variables in. Is selection name damage. So we're passing these variables into the crit hit array. I didn't want to do like this complexity. When I started half an hour ago, or you know, whenever we started on this, like what are we up to? I don't even know how long we've been going. About an hour. So when I started about an hour on this, I was hoping it wouldn't be this annoying to do. I was hoping we wouldn't be like battling against the Arma engine just to keep helicopters from falling out of the sky. But here we are. So we don't need selection name. We don't need damage. We'll get rid of those params. Crit hit array. For each crit hit array, and then nil it. And we will go vehicle set hits, what do you call it? Okay, it's just X select 0, X select 1. That's all we're doing. For each crit hit array, and we're passing the current one that's coming in through this through this scope. Or else for the next evaluated damages, we are passing it in through here. And hoping that the damage comes in, hoping that this array gets built up during this sleep. The sleep is critical to this function. Crit hit array, pushback, selection name, damage. That's what we're going to do. We're going to hope this works, because this block of code right here, there must be Arma engine stuff happening after this is executed. So we need a small delay. Just like, you know, just a little bit. That's my guess, at least, as to what we have to do. So hopefully this works. Look what we have to do. Yes, very annoying. So we're going to copy this. Oh no, we're going down. I forgot we were still in the air. Alright, we're good. We're good. No, no, no. What do I do? How do I stop us going down? Vehicle player set velocity 0, 0, 100 upwards. There we go. Alright, so we're up in the air again. We did not crash. No, I'm not adding that in as a script. That was just keep us alive for testing. Give us some auto hover so I can spawn a new missile specialist. Alright, we'll see what happens here. I don't even know where he is anymore. It's over here. Alright, so we're waiting for him to launch a missile at us. That guy just down there to the left. This is a dumb one. He's not even seeing us. We got one of the dumb ones, folks. He should see us now. Long enough. There we go. Now we're so it worked for our rotors. So it worked for our rotors, but it didn't work. It didn't work. I wonder if, like, once the total damage is high enough that the rotors and other stuff just goes out. I wonder. I'm gonna check. Total damage 5. Damage vehicle player. I just need to see, like, whether total damage is having an effect. We're also having a problem that we're about to crash then, so we gotta do our stuff again. We get to, maybe we'll just add it here. Player set velocity 0, 0, 50. That should fix us. Pop us back in the air. I'm just checking total damage here. Oh, maybe it's because the array wasn't defined yet. Is that it? No, we're defining it here. We're defining it. It's alright. Mission and space get variable. If script done, maybe is that it? I would have to do script done. Why are we like this? 1 system chat 0 and I don't need a system chat up here if I had it. Get rid of that one. System chat 0. 1, 2. This is quite annoying to re-execute that. Auto hover, respawn our missile guy. Actually, our fuel's quite low. So, how do we get this damn thing to work? The engines that just aren't cooperating. I just hope it's like total damage related, then we can do something about it. Otherwise, it's not cooperating. It's waiting to get hit. Come on, buddy. There we go. Damage 0.2. We're still up in the air. So we're still up in the air. It's good. Damage 0.4. And then we're out. So our engines are hit. Our total is low. Our rotors are low. But we're just stuffed. What do I do about that? Why is it not working? Why is it not working? I don't understand yet. What can I do? Damage greater than 0.9. Aircraft crit. What do we do? Wonder why it's not functioning. Wish I understood. Something I'm missing here. Aircraft crit false, aircraft crit 2, and then we come down to this block. And then for some reason it just didn't want to work. Hit array. This might not be being defined. I know it is though, it's just something else to check. A couple more things to add here. Script on that. Well, well. Does he have another shot in him? Can you shoot me once more, please? Let me go again, see what happens. I'm not going to do this forever. Like, if this doesn't work, then we're going to give up. Just to keep moving on other stuff. I need some auto hover and create a new guy. Make him more skilled so he actually shoots at us quickly. So come on, fire the shot. Here comes. No, get your rocket launcher out, buddy. Why is he taking shots at us? He's got an RPG. Alright, here we go. I wish it didn't. I wish I could, like... Alright. I need to assess. It looked like that. Or did that work? I think our block down below isn't working. Because we're still... Like, this right here is what I want to happen. We're still up in the air. The rotor's screwed. Fuel's going down. Instead of like a crash landing, it's like a mayday and then potential safe landing. But the bottom of our script didn't execute. This bit, there's something going on where this bit's not executing. If aircraft crits. This should be going. Aircraft crit true. Aircraft crit. Element is not equal to -1. Element is not equal to -1. That's redundant. I don't need this line here. Maybe just because our damages weren't that high yet. Maybe that's all it was. That our damage just isn't high enough yet to get into that block. So we'll set fuel 1. Execute that, and then I'll spawn another guy. Put auto hover on. That doesn't look stable at all. Looks like I'm about to die. Anyway, I'll try spawning my guy real quick. Alright, auto hover off. There he is. Just trying to get it to this guy out here. Shoot us, please. Our fuel is like bleeding. Shoot us. Shoot us. Shoot me. God, this guy's dumb. There we go. Now we're still not in our block. Our engine, all that damage is over 1. And we're still not in here. Why not? Why not? Oop. I don't even know what happened there. How do I get rid of that weird green line? I just don't want this line right here. Anyways, so we'll do some system chat stuff. Just to see where we're failing and why our block isn't executing. 1, 2, 3. Check into this one as well. 4. There's syntax and everything right. Yeah, that looks good. Just not behaving. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, we'll re-execute all this. Oh, script error now. Error type string expected array. Right here. Vehicle. Why would it expect an array for this? Type string. Xlog 0. I just don't understand that script error. Try again. He's got a third shot, doesn't he? He's proning out and trying to like shoot at me here. Spawn a new one. Make this guy a bit smarter. So, what do we do? Are we not getting the effect that we want? Shoot at us. Shooting with his primary weapon. I hate Arma. Just use your missile launcher, buddy. Please. Why is it expecting an array? Is it? Oh, okay. I've had this problem before. Oh, geez. Okay. Is it just that I have to just add more brackets here? Gosh. Oh, no. No, this isn't the problem. The problem is up here. I have to add more brackets here. Okay, that's better. And then I think this will work. I think it will work. I guess we'll see, won't we? Oh, this, yeah. Yeah, it'd be like this. This one should work better, hopefully. We're getting into our little array down there, which is good. 667. I think we have it. No, never mind. We don't have it. Yeah, we don't have it. Why? The total damage is low. The total damage is low. Yeah, this is quite a... We're not going to do this helicopter stuff much longer. It's already like... yeah, it's already just getting on my nerves that things don't work. Like, helicopters are special in Arma. Like, a lot of stuff works fine. Like, this works fine with, like, ground vehicles. But there's, like, internal damage handling, which using scripts is tricky to deal with. I'm just trying to gather more information on what's happening. So we'll have him shoot me again and see what happens. He's shooting me with his pistol. He's just over the top of the rotors. There we go. Okay. Good. Good. This is perfect. This is what I need. This is like... are we doing... I mean, this is what I want. Like, look, we're still up, our fuel's out. This is perfect right now, and we didn't change anything. That's why Arma is so frustrating. We didn't change anything between bad results and now good results. We're still up in the air. We've taken some hits, but we are going down. Like, look at our fuel. Like, we are going down. Like, this is what I want right here. I don't want like massive. I mean, this is gonna be death as well. Anyway, that test is done. We're gonna go again. All right. So we'll auto hover on, kill that guy on a new one. But I want to see what's happening and why it worked. Set hit. So one of the problems is that I'm not modifying the damage properly. This needs to be changed right here. I didn't realize that before. So I was just feeding the same damage in just a bit later. And we needed to fix that. I could see that once I put this line in, I could see that I was just feeding the wrong damage into the script. I think this is going to work though. We might have stumbled onto something here. So we're allowing like the internal Bohemia damage handling to work. Like we're not getting crossed up with it, and then afterwards, after Bohemia is done modifying their helicopter damage, then we come in like a half or quarter second later and reverse it all. Like reversing what they do and applying what we want. It should be imperceptible to the player. Like the pilot shouldn't notice it. It's too soon, like a third of a second. Like you don't get any audio feedback in that time that engines have gone off or anything. It should be okay. And it's okay for the engines to go off briefly, like, okay, this is good. This is good now. I think we have it. By God, we've done it. Oh no. That was like maximum catastrophic. Alright. So this is sort of what we want, except only for the first hit. Because we don't want players abusing this to do like casts and like suicide runs. We want only the first hit to be managed like this. After subsequent hits, I want to have like more vanilla style, like fall out of the sky things. Before the first hit, I want it to be reasonably survivable. So why did we pass? Alright, fuel's out now. We can even do cool effects now, like we can have like engine fires and stuff now. Like we can set fire to the helicopter, sort of thing. Just stuff like that. Becomes possible once we can manage the descent. So I was also seeing, I also have to do it here. I noticed, like I changed the crit hit array feeder up here to 0.9, but down here was not changed. So we'll change that. So it's going to be a lot more like helicopter loses fuel mid-flight events and less crashy, boom boom, kill everyone events. Which in my opinion is a more fun outcome. But I'm gonna make it so this only applies to like the first hit of a sequence, to stop it from being abused. And then we have to consider how to do that. So I think we'll do it up here. Where do we go crit hit? We go crit hit here. Actually we don't go crit hit there. We go down here where it goes greater than 0.9. So we're going to put some extra conditions before this is allowed to get executed. And this is, I've been thinking about like what I'm going to write now. I've been thinking about this for a while. Because it's like a newer, you'd call it like a control structure. Like controlling when, like we have to control the circumstances under which this can be evaluated. And it's a bit more than just basic if-then conditions. So, for this condition, like in here, before this is allowed to be executed, we have to check a couple things. We have to check, because the nature of handle damage, like one missile strike can trigger this code 20, like for every one of like these hit points. Like that code gets executed for every one of these hit points, which is a lot. Like that's a lot of times it gets executed. So I wanted to detect like I want like a time delay. So say 60 seconds between and what do we call this block here? This like critical hit handling, between use of crit hit handling. This is like a player assist thing. This like is a perk. Like it'll increase survivability. It's like a little buff, you'd call it. So I don't want it to be available all the time. I want a time delay between how often it can be used. So the normal way you do a time delay is like if diag tick time greater than US crit hit timeout, then US crit hit timeout equals diag tick time plus 5. So like this is a normal control structure for time delays. So this means once you do this, it means when the code iterates around again, it can't get through this condition for 5 seconds, which is good. But because this code executes a number of times, and it has to, we need to allow it to execute for that missile strikes. We need to allow all of these executions to happen, or all of these executions to happen, and then once it's all through the gate, and once it's all sorted, then we need to block it again. So like I want to allow something for 1 second and then disallow it for the subsequent or the following 60 seconds, sort of thing. Like that's what I want. So we need to allow something from the first detection. We then need to allow something for like a second for all those hit points to get evaluated, and then close the gates. So we're allowing something, allow for maybe 1 second, and then disallow for 60 seconds. Before I did this stream, I had so clear in my head how to do this, but now I've lost it. So if crit hit greater than timeout, I shouldn't have done this example because it like ruined the model I had in my head. So we'll leave that crit hit. This isn't the best. I should be doing like a mission namespace so I can define a default variable like that. So I can put a default -1 in. That way I don't have errors. Like error potential is a lot less. So I'll just do the same syntax, keep like syntax commonality. This is my syntax for the 60-second cooldown between uses. And now so how do we trigger this cooldown though? This cooldown gets triggered after the 1 second of damage handling. So maybe there's two conditions here. This is one condition. This is one condition right here. And we'll have a new variable like yes crit hits gatekeeper. I don't know what you call it. Yeah, I turned off the NVIDIA broadcast thing. I can turn it back on. Like NVIDIA broadcast. I don't. It seems to like distort things a little bit though. But yeah, I haven't had enough water or anything. I've just been working. So I can turn on NVIDIA broadcast. It just when I listened to it, it had like audio distortions, so I didn't use it. But I'll turn it on now. I don't know. We'll see what happens. So mission namespace get variable crit hit, and then we need like a gatekeeper that's open for a second and then closes. And then closes again. How do we do that? How do we write in a second? This is the trick of it right here. This is why this is hard. So this will only get executed every 60 seconds. And then if we're going to use a time again, dag tick time greater than, or is less than? Do you want less than? Do we want less than? What to do? What to do about this bit? So we need to allow something for a few seconds. So dag tick time is less than steal this variable here, structure. No, I'm deleting it all. Alright, there we go. Alright. So I need a like a gatekeeper that opens the gate for 3 seconds and then closes the gate again. So if dag tick time is less than the gatekeeper threshold, how does this work? This is like an easy way by spawning a script which controls a variable to sleep for a second. Maybe that's just the easiest way. Sort of like how I use this, like sort of like this control structure with the script done and then spawn a script inside that. Like I could use something like that. But what's a cleaner way? The gatekeeper would be this is a tricky one. It's greater than that, and then gatekeeper is less than. Get rid of that for a sec. It's a tough thing to write. Yeah, so I want to allow something for 1 second. You know, I'll just do it. I'm gonna do the easy way just so I can keep moving. So we're gonna go. We're gonna go. Actually, can I do this with one variable? Can I do this with one variable? Didactic time greater than that. Crit hit. I'll use the gatekeeper variable. If script done namespace get variable gatekeeper script mill. Then this is not the best way to do this. There's a way to do it with like just two variables. It's just I'm too stupid to figure it out at the moment. Just to do these things, to allow something for 1 second, like to allow a condition true for 1 second, and then close it again after that. I'm just too stupid to remember how I had it planned in my head though. Script on that, then we'll do our script spawning thing. And then in here we can do what? So all we're doing is delaying the execution of this. That's all we're doing. That is all we are doing. So we're trying to delay for 1 second this control structure here. Didactic time, script done, da da da. Now we just need to set up here. Actually, we didn't need to do that for this bit. So I'm just going to leave it like that. UI sleep 3. Maybe UI sleep like 1 even. Something tiny. Okay. And then we'll get rid of this. Okay. This is very ugly. If any of you guys have like a better way, like right here, we're trying to allow something to happen for 1 second, but have 60 seconds between that allowance. So the way that this works is to allow this variable or this condition here to be satisfied until this sleep here is done. I mean, it works. It's just, in my opinion, it's ugly. But they're really small scripts and really, like, they're controlled. We're not having like 50 scripts for each selection here. So it is controlled. So I do not mind doing it like this. So we're gonna now input our new code into here. Our new control structure into this thing here. I just want to put it like that. And this should be good. So we should be in business here. It's very ugly. This is not the way I want to do it. Like, you want to do stuff in the most elegant way possible. But I spent 5 minutes trying to figure it out and I couldn't do it. There's a way by like having another um, time delay to allow it. Like maybe an array here instead of a single variable. Like I don't know. Nah, it's not worth even thinking about. It's just wasting time. Because the player and the server and no one will notice that it's run like this. So it's okay. That's all that matters. If no one knows about it, then it's okay. It's the main thing with Arma scripting. I generally do try to do, at least these days, like a lot. This is an old, like not an old mission, but I started this project a long time ago. So like through the scripts, you can see the evolution in design. And I update it where I can when it's like when it makes a difference, and when it's not too big a task for no visible result, sort of thing. Some scripts don't get updated just because they work and then no one will see or know the difference, sort of thing. And it takes a lot of like time, like a finite amount of time. Making sure this makes sense. This is our main condition here. So if it's greater than this timeout, which default variable if it's not set is -1, then we allow all of this down here to execute until, and if this script is null, so this script here is not running, then we allow it to run again. So if this section, or if this script is null, we allow it to run, and then after 1 second, it sets this condition to false. So it allows stuff for 1 second, and then false. Else, and we're going to put a system chat blocked. This will be how we review that it's working. Get rid of that there. Alright, so we're good to go. There's other places I want to use this control structure as well. There's a few other places. But for now we're just working on this. Aircraft hit array. Alright, we're up. Get rid of that guy. Spawn another. Oh. Oh shit. Okay. Okay, we're still going. We're good. Alright, see what... Okay, good. Okay, we allow that hit. Now the second hit should be blocked. Blocked, see in chat? So we have what we want. So those first 2 hits, or that first hit was handled, and we kept the aircraft in the air. And then the subsequent hits, we let nature take its course and have the aircraft get shot down. In that way, we increased survivability without allowing it to be abused for like suicide AO runs and like loitering abuse. So I think we've done it. I think we are at the end of our testing. This one should be blocked as well. No, we got all 3 hits there. I think I'm happy with that. So I'm gonna take all this. We need this array. We need to define this array in the player init. Where's our variables? Variable list up here. Yes. I just have to check that it's mission namespace. Yep, cool. And now we're going to take our code. I'm happy, I'm quite happy with how this has turned out. It's all just been, I'll be able to add something to the changelog, which is very exciting now. Like just from this, like, how long has it been? It's been a little while now, like we've been going a little while. So we put in some work to get to this stage. But I think it will be worthwhile now. I'm gonna go vehicle handle damage and add in our new code. Get rid of our system chat. Back to there. And we now have survivable helicopter crashes, or survivable missile strikes. So if you get hit, if you're a helicopter pilot and you got guys in the back, you can take a hit from a missile and you won't immediately die. And I just have to do some sanity checks. So we reduce incoming damage as like a separate component. And then down here, in this section here, we take the damage output of the potentially reduced damage. So we still take the output, evaluate whether it is critical. So this block here, if it's greater than 0.9, helicopter is going to crash 100%. It's going down. So once the helicopter is going to crash 100%, now we step in with our lovely script here that we spent 2 hours writing. We step in and transfer the critical damage from the main rotors to the fuel tank. So now the fuel tank takes hits. So you're going down anyways. This just means you may have a chance to get your guys out, because you'll be able to auto-rotate, all that fun stuff. You'll also be able to just, set down, but you can't abuse it for more than a hit every 60 seconds. So once this takes effect and your helicopter is like saved, the second hit is still going to take you out. Unless enough time's passed, and in this case I put it as 60 seconds, and then you'll be able to use this block of code again. But 60 seconds should be enough to make it like not abusable too much. Because after this you'll still be going down anyways, so yeah. So I think this is okay. Yeah, so now I can put something on the to-do list, or on the change logs. We'll go added, increased helicopter survivability. Increased helicopter survivability on taking critical damage. So that is going on the changelog. That wasn't on our to-do list. This is my little to-do list up here. This was the to-do list, but I was just like in the car yesterday and I was like remembering the little things that I wanted to do for this update, and this was one of them, to add helicopter survivability. There's a couple other things as well, but they are not in the editor. So we're done in the editor, we've had our fun, we did something cool, and now we are pulling out of there. So we're back here. Now we gotta like launch the server and everything. So gotta drop it first. I had the Altus version up just for testing stuff. Actually, I can go on Altus now. There's like something I gotta do. Do I have to do it? Yeah, I have to do it. Open the mission file. There's no boats at the northern boat dock in Altus, which is a bit of a... Yeah, there should be. There should be. So I'm just gonna spawn a couple boats at that boat dock. We'll go back into the editor for this. This is like editor stuff, as they say. I can't believe I didn't, like, this has been like a quote-unquote bug for a while. Just like this dock, like in Calithia, like North Harbor you'd call it. There's supposed to be boats here, but there isn't. It's just a big pain in the ass. Players go there expecting boats and there's just nothing. So what boats can we use? I don't want to use civilian boats for this. Sort of a bit cheesy. Oh, this is like where some military boats are supposed to be. They don't need a submarine. What they need is like a couple fast boats. I don't need the Z position. I only need the XY. Use Z handling elsewhere. And then we'll also have like a fast boat. Syndicate boats. A rib. Yeah, so that's what we want. I want one of these. This should be good. I want them all like lined up nicely. And like when they're standing here, I want them to be able to like activate it from the shore. But without potentially clipping the shore. That should be okay. This one can be backed a bit closer. I've forgotten the command for Eden stuff. System chat, stir, get, 3den, selected object. Is that it? Yeah, so that'll get my stuff in Eden. So what information do I need for, I need, just gonna add 3 lines to the bottom here. I can't believe this is like not done anyways. I wonder if there's a deeper bug for like, them just not showing up. So for each get 3den selected object. Do any of you guys remember the old 2D editor? People with the 3D editor, and he came to Arma with like the Eden editor. I have no idea how things were with the old 2D editor. Just putting stuff on a table was impossible. Like, took a whole day to like arrange a table or a scene setting nicely. So I have like 2 different keyboards at the moment. So this array equals this array pushback type of x position x getter x. Should be good. That should be reasonable. So we'll do this. Go back in, select our stuff, execute. Ah, that did nothing. Oops. Forgot to copy it back to our clipboard. We're just adding boats to this North Harbor. For some reason they have not been oops, I'm trying to type at the same time. Okay. Make sure I did it properly. And now we just fill in these details. So there's 2 of those minigun boats and then 1 of these transport boats. Take our positions, so on. I just can't understand why I didn't put boats there. You set these values to 0 just because we handle the boat Z position elsewhere. So set all these Z values 0. Why is my position or my direction not working? Why does it just say scalar? This is not right. And I've like made changes so I can't just reverse. This is a bit of a pain now. Okay. Why? Ah, I just didn't have the underscore there. That's all. 270. Let's do 270 for all of them. So we'll do 270. 270. I like with the system we use. I don't mind adding a few more vehicles. Like with other missions, they have to consider like, oh man, if I add more vehicles, like performance and all that. But because we start them as like just props, and then you have to activate them to turn them into vehicles. The props are very low. You know, they're very lightweight performance-wise. So I don't mind adding a few more boats and just like not thinking about it because they're not simulated. So it's all good. I was wondering why our boats didn't work before. Yes, I only ever had two of those boats before, which is a pain. Anyways. So yeah, those boats will spawn at the North Harbor now. There was nothing there before. That bug's fixed. And I'm confident enough that I don't have to worry about that. And then there's another bug I noticed. The small crates were not spawning properly at the, I don't know what you call it. The small crates were not spawning properly. At the little ammo inventory bay. So like these ones here and then these ones here. So all this stuff right here. I'm just looking at the class names and then I know roughly where they are at base. So these things here were not spawning properly. And I think it's because of this radius detection here. I think it's because of that. Like maybe this radius check was happening for these. So I'm gonna go ahead and change this to like, I wonder if I changed it down here for these supply crates. No, they're still box, NATO, 4. I want to change that anyways. Did I put the medical boxes in on that version? I did. Okay, so I did change the medical box radius a little bit. These supply crates should also have, no, maybe not the supply crate. It's like, what do you call it? Little ammo boxes. Okay, so for Tanoa, I noticed the problem and fixed it. But for Altus, because I don't test on Altus, like I really, not that I hate Altus, it's just that I've played it so much. Because I don't test there, I didn't notice the bug and I didn't have the foresight to address it there. It's changing like the radius, like what the respawn script does is if like say this vehicle's like destroyed elsewhere and then there's like another boat like parked here, like some guy's gotten out. This vehicle, if it's destroyed elsewhere, it's not going to respawn here because it's detected like a collision. And for vehicles you need a big one, but for like an ammo box, like a little ammo crate, you need a smaller one. So I had my collision detection range was too far. Set that to 0.1. I'm also going to check on the other terrains. So I did it for Malden, and did I do it also for... Actually disabled the detection range, I just set it to -1. How clever is that? Okay, fair enough. Well, we're just going to leave it at 0.1, and then when I do my like final testing, we'll see how we go. That's fixed as well. So our to-do list is shrinking dramatically. This is a bug fix too. I'm actually going to add this to the fixed bugs. I can put why. The collision detection range was too wide, or too big. Too wide. The fixed, I think it's Calithia. We're not spawning at North Dock. So we've added this to our fixed list. Oops. What did I do? I just wanted to change this. Okay. This one's done. Security compatibility is done. Functions are all finalized. That's good. RoboCop, how did I die detection? It's not perfect. It's not perfect. It needs like work. It's just too hard to test with one person. It's not bad, it's just and there could be bugs in it too. It's just I need feedback on that first, and I can't get great feedback testing alone. Documentation for role whitelisting better. This options menu appearing too low on the screen. I don't really care about this one. Players can like select and drag it around. That's something I'll address in the next patch. I don't want to slow down release of this update for this thing. So move that on, and now our to-do list is shrank to 0. I want to maybe move this to the bottom. I don't mind having like a what to expect in the next one thing down here. It's like a looking ahead section, just for people who are curious what's going to be on the next patches. So that's done. Now what? Yeah, okay. This is sorted. So now we're gonna go in and test all this stuff. Need to delete the Altus version just so I don't get everything crossed up. Delete Altus. That's got some odd tweaks, so I don't want to change that. So I want to check that the boats are there and that everything else is working properly. I also need a coffee. Like, we're gonna be here a while. Like, we're not. We're just gonna be here a while. Oh, this is not good. So I left some code in there. Config, or did I? Data vehicles. No, we're good. Cool. Just old stuff coming up on screen. To multiplayer. And then I also want to prepare an Altus version. I'm not sure if people realize how easy it is to prepare these different map versions. Just come in here, SQM Altus, grab that, change the mission SQM, and voila. Now you can open up an Altus version. That's how simple it is. Yeah, so we're going to test a few things. Nothing else is going on the to-do list. Like we're finalized now. Export that version to multiplayer. Server. Run this. Yeah, so everything's like finalized. We're just gonna do some testing. No more changes are gonna be made for this patch. Everything else is going in the next one. We're just gonna like make sure everything's working and fixed, and then like we'll do a hot fix if stuff isn't working. But no more content or features or changes for this one. It's been a lot in this one. Like you won't notice it. Like players will log in and they'll be like, "Oh, what's changed?" And it'll be hard to see or say. And honestly, not too much has been done. Like as far as changing mission or adding features. But for me, it's been a fairly like important update to do. As far as like what I wanted done for this one, it's been I couldn't move forward onto mission stuff without releasing this update. And we did put some little features and tweaks in, like the helicopter thing we just worked on. Like we didn't have to put that in, but it has a large gameplay effect that I wanted to do it. I have a spawn-in aircraft carrier, but we can just teleport. So, what I'm gonna check, I blatantly stole some, like a script change, like the Stray Gaming server, and they're brilliant, like some brilliant people over there. They removed these little barriers around here, which is brilliant, and they might have even like widened it a bit, which is amazing. Yeah, so we have our little things. I'm not adding decoration, like mission makers can do what they want. I'm just trying to stay focused on like core functionality. If you want to like decorate and add new stuff, go for it. Yeah, so now these things spawn in. They didn't spawn in before. Like they're detecting collisions too close, like these barriers, like under 4 meters. But now they work. That's good. So I'm happy with this. Let's see if our boats have spawned. Have our boats spawned? Look at that, mate. Yes. We'll actually go out there and test to make sure they're working. I think if I spawn on the dock, I'll like sink below it. I just want to test to make sure these are like dynamic vehicles which require, I can't, just a bit too far. I mean, I guess that works. I guess I can activate it. How cool would it be to use like ropes, like the rope, like have it moored to this little yellow thing? Very expensive performance-wise, but it'd look cool. Alright, most players don't crouch down and do that. They just try to like lunge toward the boat. Let's see what happens if we do what they do. Alright, so they still get the action. They can still spawn it. Oh, push. They can still get in though. That's the main thing. Cool, so we have boats that are usable here now. Unfortunately, I didn't have it before. Where's their other boat gone? Must be despawning or something. I'm surprised it's despawning so soon though. Depressing. Where did it go? Gone, huh? Maybe that like despawn range is too short as well. 50 and 500. It should not have despawned so soon. It's upsetting. Oh no, these are the wrong ones. Where's my Altus ones here? Yeah, 50 and 500. It shouldn't have despawned like that. At least it's back, so it's not that bad. Anyway, so that bug's fixed. That was like a long-standing one, because it would say on the map like dock right here and dock there, but there were no boats here. So like, you know, doing boat stuff up and down these coasts, not easy. Do people even know that there's like boats spawned around the island, like all over the place, just for use? They're just all over the place. Anyways, so this is done. What else do we have to do? We have to test some of the different game modes. Actually, I want to test our new little script. We spent a long time doing our like helicopter survivability thing, so I want to test that. I have us spawning on the aircraft carrier, so this might be a bit strange right here. I might have to go back. Yes, it's got us set on the aircraft carrier, but I want to be over here. So we'll use a ghost hawk. And we'll try to keep this as like how do you say it? Like exactly how players would experience it. So off we go. We're just gonna go like, we'll go over the AO, but I have to despawn some of the anti-air out there, just to like not die so quickly. So what I want is the first hit should be survivable. And then subsequent hits should just be like catastrophic. So I hope we can make this work. We're gonna go over the AO and then allow ourselves to take some hits. Did I put that detection in the right spot? Like, I only want the gatekeeper thing to kick in once the critical threshold has been reached. Like, I don't want the gatekeeper thing to get triggered by a pistol shot. Like, I want it to be critical before we deny access to that system again. I also have to just like look at that script once more just to make sure that the 60-second cooldown thing is as it should be. Alright, coming over the AO. The first missile we should be able to take a hit from. That is the goal. Come on, guys, shoot at me. Come on. Not getting shot at. Irritating. There we go, there we go. Alright, we're still flying? We're still flying, that's perfect. Look at this. Oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. Oh my god. Yes, this is good. We took a hit. We took a critical hit and survived it, but our fuel is now in a precarious state. So we have time to land. In this case, we have time to land actually at a nice position. So we would have been dead, and everyone on board would have been dead now. Before, with how things were. But with this, the heli is screwed. See, I'm out of fuel now. But everyone's on the ground, and gameplay goes on instead of RTB. And there's some pilot skill involved, like with the fuel out. That was perfect. That was beautiful. Okay. I'm not sure I've seen any other like helicopter survivability things. Because you do have to like fight against Bohemia's scripting. Oh crap. Missiles coming in. Not good. Yeah, like you'd have to oh shit. That's not good. Yeah, you do have to fight against Bohemia's stuff. I think that's blocked a lot of other mission makers from making like survivable helicopter stuff. But we put the work in and we get the results. So, oh shit, this is not what I want. Oh, that's not good. 2 of them. Alright, we're still going though, look. Took 2 hits. Yeah, so the second one's knocked us out. All good. That was what I was hoping for. That looked pretty good. I was happy with that. Pretty happy with that. That was what I want. The second missile hit, I'm not sure if that was ideal. So I was like taking 2 hits. But maybe it's okay. I don't know why this is on the ground. This is bothering me. Because that's like enable simulation false like twice, but it like supposed to be up there. Just bothersome. Whatever. Okay. So we'll do some testing of like see I know classic mode works fine, but I also have like there's like 3 other full game modes built into the Apex framework, and I have to make sure that they're somewhat functional. So go to our parameters. Description, we'll turn it on to sector control. I want to do more with like there's some parts of sector control that I want to build into like the classic mode. Not classic mode, but like another yeah, like the classic mode, like there's some position finding, spawning stuff that I want to build in. So we're gonna boot our server up again now. With the new with the sector control mode active, and just see what happens. And then I'll get the I don't mind the aircraft carrier spawning. Need to make sure that it works. Should test the all the other things too. Two full respawning, 1, 2. I'll turn 0 so the players spawn at base. We'll do 2 for the destroyer as well. 2 and 0 as well. Okay. And then artillery. Naval artillery, we'll turn that on just to test that. Just to make sure all this stuff is working. Alright, that should be functional now. Hangar door start closed, hangar door start open, whatever. Now we'll boot it up and see what we got. What else should I be testing? Was there other stuff to test? I don't know. Role selection menu button. I heard that this wasn't working. Maybe I can test that as well, actually. I'll turn this to 1. What did I do? Oh yeah, artillery, so we want that one. And then we also want a role selection button working. I'll test that. Just trying to make sure everything's working properly. If it is, then we're quite close to publishing this build. I'm not sure we'll call it a stable build yet. Like I may slap the dev or beta logo on it, just because it needs some like playtesting. I don't have a server. Like when I had a server, like an active server to test everything on, by the time I published everything to the community, it had been live on that server getting flogged like by a lot of players for a while, so I knew everything was working fine and stable. But now without that ability, now I can't know for certain that everything's 100% stable. I'm sure a lot of other mission makers know that feeling as well. I was lucky enough for a while to have a why is it dark? I was lucky enough for a while to have a server to muck around with, like a live server, like 50+ players constantly. That was nice. Skip time 12. It looks light on the horizon. Maybe skip time 4. Yeah, okay, that's good. Okay, so what did we do in that stuff? I changed to sector control. I put the destroyer up, and I put the carrier up. Here's our sector control mode. I don't know why people don't use it as much. Like the AOs you get with this mode are like much more dynamic than the classic mode. Like yeah, the objectives are slightly different and maybe not as great. But I want to lift out like the like how dynamic the AOs are is quite dramatic. Like you'd never see the same location twice. Like look at this one. Like this location is like I lost. There we go. Location is like partially in Zaros. Got like the big hill up here. Where the objectives. So yeah, there's a capture point like on the hill here, and then another one on the other side of the hill. And then I think there's one way over here. Yeah, there's one over here. So I'm surprised that, you know, I don't know. There's a lot of really cool stuff with this tweak my visibility. There's a lot of really cool stuff with this mode. Like you can see the objectives there. So like the amount of dynamics, like I may use some of this code in classic mode in the future, like taking the dynamics of like no two AOs in the same spots, but still in interesting spots, like still like near a town, FOBs nearby-ish. So I may take some of the logic from this mode and transfer it into the classic mode for dynamic AOs. I'll leave classic the same, but I may create like another like next gen Invade and Annex mode, which takes some of the good ideas from the sector control concept, but drops like the actual sector control objectives. I don't think people like sector control stuff too much. It is very fun, but unfortunately, the data shows that people don't like it as much. Yeah, so this mode seems to be working. They're capturing. If I spawn a squad on where should I spawn them? We'll take over this one first. So we'll spawn some AI. A few squads. We're gonna need some firepower here. So we'll get this one will be like fire support. We'll just march forward, stay low, and then you guys capture the zone. And you guys are fire support, so you stay as low as you can. So we'll see how the AI respond to this threat. Okay, there's already like a helicopter. I mean, they have a gunship. That's the problem. I wonder what this is. Why are they green, independent guys? I don't think this is supposed to be. I think maybe because I'm far away, that network message isn't getting sent. To change them to op4. Whatever. Don't care too much. These guys are prone, firing, cover fire. Maybe we want a proper cover fire squad, so we'll do auto rifleman and then marksman. It's like a proper Overwatch team. And then I'll add some more riflemen up there and also there. I'm not sure if people even knew how this game mode worked. I didn't quite get rid of that gunship. I didn't quite do enough to explain how this mode worked. Like, in order to capture a zone, you needed to occupy the inner ring. And then while you're capturing, enemy could like block you from capturing by occupying the outer ring. But I should have probably just made it the outer ring and got rid of the inner ring. It's just quite large. Like, I could have done something like low pop is all inner ring and then higher pop is all outer ring. But it was such a new design that I got trapped doing other stuff. So my squads aren't moving up that fast. But we do want them moving. I mean, the squad's pretty good up here too. They're doing some work. I mean, this is a nice Overwatch squad. You got marksman, auto rifleman. How do they respond? How are they gonna... Alright, the AI is pretty slow. But they should be capturing... So they're gonna be trying to capture Bravo. I think I need to be out there to stop them, like, spawning in the area. Now I want some invincibility. Maybe this should be like an AI mode where like I spawn friendly AI to help. I could leave this mode as it is, but like just spawn friendly AI in there to assist. Pretty bad. Enemy vehicle rolling in. Sorted. Alright, so now we're taking Bravo. Now the enemy should get pretty aggressive. They should be getting pretty... I'll keep this squad back here. I want these guys in the zone though. Bloody Vipers. We're capturing Bravo. Yeah, like having like AOs spawn in a new area every time, like a different, just dynamically spawned instead of taking like set, like, you know, Teresa, Poliaco, Zaros. Like that's nice too. But then having some that spawn in unique locations would be good as well. So I may use some of that concept in the next update for changed, like making changes to the mission. Yeah, like these buildings here are added by the mission because in general with these zones, like you don't get much how do I say it? You don't get much cover. These buildings add a bit of cover to the zones. Here you got one, and there's like buildings out here. Over here, what do we got? It's a bit steep in this area for stuff. So in this zone, the engine or the mission engine decided that there was only room for like one cover building, and then it was too steep for others. So now CSAT should be trying to take this zone back. So if I look at the map, they should be sending squads to take this back, but they should be retaining control of the central area as best as possible. Some lone Vipers running around here. Wonder why. Actually, they're not lone, they're in a squad. Look at this vehicle. Perfect spot for shooting. So AI have called in support on this location here. It looks like a helicopter's moving to provide that fire support. He should be using that missile pod on his left side there. Much better than that minigun he's got. Probably a lot of people don't even know that this mode is in Invade and Annex. This unique mode here. So it's still got like data link. this tell you this. Give you like a tip or a hint. This data link stuff's gonna be changing a lot in the next update. Like the mission update that's coming after this one. Yeah, this mission update that's we're about to release is not changing too much mission stuff. Like these guys will remain the same, but in the next one it's going to be much different. All right, we've captured Bravo. So we've got Bravo. Now we should. What do we want? Rifle squad. And get them moving towards this one. Just keep them all moving towards this this zone up here. Where's that helicopter at? There it is. Wow, that helicopter did nice nice fire support on these guys. It'd be cool to mix like the two modes as well, like have classic mode running with this mode. I tried to do that. I tried to make that happen. It's just a hard task. I may revisit that as well. I think this mode's pretty cool. Like you're taking zones and then you have to move between them. Oh shit. The helicopter is like wrecking this squad. Oh, dead. Good work. One guy left. Can you get him? There. We decided he's dead. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. Look at that. That's the AI I've put into this thing. So we're still raising the flag. It's not quite up yet. We're getting there. People suggested that I make the zones like lock once they're captured. Oh, but that makes things a bit predictable. Like it means it's just a bit predictable because you know, like, all right, we got one zone left. I want the AI to always be able to recapture it. How's the fight itself looking? They're sending guys, like they're sending guys out. It's not that fast. That was a problem I had, was getting like the enemy to move between points fast enough. Like they weren't able to keep up with players' movement. Oh my god, that helicopter is just dominating. It's amazing. Yeah, the AI weren't able to like keep up moving as fast as players. The squad over here is like defending this zone. They're not like they're just chilling and waiting in like a safe spot, like a hidden area. They're defending, but they're not occupying. So if they're occupying, then artillery can like shell the crap out of them and move in. So I set the AI to like, be nearby, be nearby, like crouched if they need to. And then if this zone gets attacked, then they move in, interrupt the capture, and be able to return fire. So it makes them more resistant from. Oh my god, my squads are dying. Rifle squad. My guys aren't advancing too well. This like mode is not easy. Like it's quite a hard. I think that's part of it, is that it's actually a hard mode. So so it didn't get the amount of play that Classic did. People don't realize how like the enemy used that little darter drone. That's how they do most of their fire support damage. It spots players moving around and calls in support. It doesn't call the smoke. It just directs like the ground forces to move up, and the ground forces call the smoke. But the little drone is like instrumental. What are these guys doing? They're a bit slow. Just walking. Honestly, this helicopter is doing most of the work. As it should be. So the team that was assigned to like defend this zone now spawns in to attack this zone. So this zone's always being like contested in a way. Ideally it'd be contested from this area and the other area, so always from this axis over here, but then it gets predictable and easy again. Players just camp out on like a hill here and mow everything down. The enemy do keep attacking this sector from random spots. Okay, so we have enough force to like properly move up now. I want to keep them And it's tough. See, CSAT has one zone, NATO has one zone, CSAT has two. Holy moly. The helicopter. Don't even know where it is. I could use the logic from it, but just change the objectives. Like maybe I'll just remove the capture points, like the rings, and then put like, the HQ in one of these areas, and just it's not a sector control, but it's still using the same spawning system. Oh crap! Look at that, man! Look at that fire support. Nuts. I've also put in a enemy helos could get stuck, like just sitting in midair. So I put in some code to stop them from just sitting doing nothing. Yes, I'm actually getting stopped. These. Oh, this helicopter, man, doing damage. My team can't like move up because this helicopter's just pinning us down. And then there's Vipers over the hill. Oh no, Viper stuck in a rock. Maybe I could use that AI unstuck thing I have for players and just apply it to AI periodically if they haven't moved. That's an idea. A problem that I had with this mode, sector control mode, is that NATO could win with one zone. Like we can win this round just by having this captured, whereas you'd think that you should have all three. But I never found a good way to do that. I never found a good way. The helicopter's doing work. I can't really, my guys have no effect. Can't move up. Getting wrecked. I'm trying to move up. They just, getting taken out by that halo. Maybe they need a missile specialist. Missile specialist. Yeah, see the way it was designed was that there's always some heat on this capture point. Like if you guys spawn in from a random direction, like far away, so you can't abandon this captured area entirely. You need to protect it. So get some fire support again. No, not this round. You can see what the concept was. The combat's pretty fun, but NATO shouldn't be winning with one zone. They should have to take all of them. I could set it so the capture progress, so like the score stalls if only one side is owned. That way it forces moving towards the others. But I did think the combat was pretty fun. Different areas, different approaches, different looks at the game. Some people like the rings on the terrain. I think it's pretty cool. Oh my god. That helicopter, man. Shoot it down, shoot it down. Come on, buddy, you got it. Yes. Got it. Good work. Is this their chance? Can they finally move up? I don't know. I thought the combat was pretty good. The objectives were hard. See, we're gonna win this round. We're gonna win this AO, just having captured one zone, which isn't how it's supposed to be. It should be a bit harder than that. Yeah, there's just something not quite right with this. But I thought it had a good concept. Here's our helo reinforcements. Yeah, so it was all gonna. This mode was where it was all supposed to come together, where like the helo reinforcements actually mean something, like they're coming in to capture a taken zone, sort of thing. Oh well. Should be landing. Not sure why he isn't landing. He was too far from his zone and he didn't want to move towards it. Now he's landing. There's a smoke. I almost want to, like, with this thing, have like a drop pod. Like the pod just descends to the ground, so that the rotor wash doesn't destroy the smoke. Anyways. Hey, where's the next AO? The next AO is... I guess it's sort of on the mountain. Look at how cool these zones are. Like, look at how cool this AO spot is. So our elevation... So we have our castle top. There's one site at the castle top. One site down there, and then another site like in the bushes out there. I'm not sure what that is. Maybe that's a mortar pit. Something. Not sure what it is. Check our destroyer, see if it's properly armed up. So we've got our missile thing, like the MLR or VLS or whatever it is. We've got our anti-air attachment. Got the big gun on the front. And the helicopter which spawns with it. And our boats. Yes, our boats. How did I set this? Like, how did I have it set? I don't even know. So that's our destroyer, and then aircraft carrier. So our aircraft carrier with everything spawned, it's got all our all the missile things in the right spots. Radar dome. Our jets are spawned, that's good. Looks good. Helicopter, truck. Hummingbird, another helicopter. Got a missile launcher, and these are all in like their correct spots as well. Like this is where, like if you look at the real ships, they have these weapons in these spots. Like the tail has the this AAA cannon. The back corner has so like different armaments. And then up the sides, this spot is weird. It's got like two things. I don't know why there's one here. I think it's for the front coverage. Like this gun is mainly going to be pointed or attacking targets forward. And then up this side you get one of these. Yeah, so this thing's pretty heavily. Well, we can test. We can do like we'll see how it does against like jets. So planes, do some neophrons. Maybe 4 of them. So these guys attack the aircraft carrier out there. What happens? Wonder if I like respawn. Should appear on the aircraft carrier to watch it. No, I appear at base. Okay, change that. So these guns should be kicking out any second now. There they go. Yeah, so this aircraft carrier is not happy about being attacked. That did take a hit. Yeah, all 4. So this little battery right here defeated all enemies. Pretty good, pretty cool. So this is looking good. There's our little med station there. Yeah, looking good. I want to test the destroyer. Might have to like land on it though. I don't know how to get on it. We'll spawn a little like hummingbird. Ew, helicopters, hummingbird. Oh yeah, stupid thing spawns locked. I might have to change that. Alright. Yeah, I don't know, I wanted this, I might, like, it's not dead yet. The game, this mode, okay, it's dead, but there are components in this AO system which should not die. They're interesting enough that they should be kept alive. Well, that boat looks pretty cool in like in the fog out there. That looks pretty cool. I like that. It's got our helicopter in the back. There should be enough space to land though. Maybe not there. Maybe like back here in the corner. I wonder if we need like an action to move the helicopter inside, so like it spawns in here, and then like it spawns here, and then there's like an action, like a launch action, which like slides it smoothly out to here. Could do that. Be good for like the Zeus mode. This door, I guess that like, okay, it still works. This door still works. That works fine. And that's pretty cool. Like spawn or starts closed like that. I like that. What was supposed to be? There's supposed to be something that sits up here. I'm not sure what it was. There's supposed to be something that sat there. But I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, so it's sitting here. It's cool. So what was in here that I wanted to check? Ah, the boats, yes. Make sure they're working properly. It took a while to make these chairs work. Like, I had to rewrite the chairs script to make them work on a boat. That took a little bit to do. It's like a briefing area, so there's a few chairs. You can sit and watch the briefing, whatever it is. This is supposed to be for like Zeus missions, like if you run the Apex framework without Invade and Annex running. Like you can turn on and off Invade and Annex, but keep the same framework. You could run Zeus modes where like you start in the destroyer here. I think you spawn like down here, or in here. I think it's in here. So we'll check to make sure our boats are working. What do we do? There's actually a lot of scripting to get these boats working as well. Like these little boat docks don't automatically work with the Arma vanilla stuff. We go to driver, and I should have like this unload vehicle option, and this should be able to put me into the water just beside the ship. And then they didn't have like vanilla ships didn't have like a recovery option. Like you couldn't get the boat back in there. So I built that in as well. So that you can come along here, slow down, and then get the boat back in here. I think these like, I think this thing repairs the boat as well. Well, unload vehicle. Deploy our smoke screens. I'm gonna come back in and recover our boat. Yeah. Yeah, so it took a bit to design that to make it work properly. I wonder if only that like winch system was animated, could have used that as well. But I think it's just props. Yeah, this is all in like Invade and Annex. It's like a whole other side of the framework that people don't use. I'll put a little healing element on the screen, you'll see it here. Or not. I wonder why that didn't work. I wonder why. I think it doesn't work when it's like self-healing. Oh well. Because you know that you're gonna get healed. Anyways. Yeah, so you can get the vehicle off the ship. Drive around. This one should be like, shouldn't be able to get into this one because there's already a boat there. We'll try. No action for it. Which is perfect. Everything you see took like hours and hours to script properly to make it all work. Just all took time and effort to make it function properly. Like to do that, you know, that was an afternoon's work to make that work properly every time. Not an afternoon, maybe a few hours. So I like this. I like this. It's working. Our little medical thing works. Wonder if we'll get the heal thing here. Yeah, there we go. So a little blue indicator on the screen for when you've been healed up. So like if I go like player set damage 0.5, then I'm injured. and I come up here and I heal. And watch the screen effect, like a blue, quick subtle blue effect for when you get healed. That was actually supposed to be in vanilla, but they didn't end up adding it for whatever reason. This helicopter should probably be pointed the other way, but I don't really care. Yeah, this all seems to work. I'll test the other mode as well. Actually, I should test this helicopter respawning. This is one of those things that could easily not work. We're gonna lift off. Maybe crash somewhere. I guess we could crash over water, but I don't really care. We'll crash over land. Do an awkward crash. Whatever. On a base. Yeah, it all seems to be working. Like, you have to go through once you're done like modifying a mission. You do have to go through and just check everything pretty much, just to make sure it all like is how it should be. Because, you know, the last thing you want is to like publish an update and then like there to be lots of bugs. So, each are back. Helicopter back. Yep, helicopter's good. Sweet. Alright, I'm gonna change to UAV operator and just see what abilities I have. I control these turrets. I should probably block like connectability to these things, so that the UAV operator can't control the these systems. I'll put that on the to-do list to make sure they're not controllable. I think this is our reload guided. What artillery do we have? I seem to like lose partial control of it. Seems to be a problem. Like gain control. Seems to be okay. Fair enough. Can I hit something like the center there? I don't have like the map, like the artillery computer, which is a problem. I should have it with this thing, but I don't. I don't have like can't really see in other camera angles on this thing. That's not working quite how I want it. This a little bit more stuff needs to be done here. Yes, I want to do some stuff there. UV controls. I need the artillery computer. I wonder why I'm not getting that. Engine, artillery, true. I'm not getting the artillery computer. Enable engine artillery, true. Player enable, no, it's not the syntax. Open UAV terminal. Oh, no. I think you have to like, what's the way to do this? You need to like lock onto something. I forget. Anyway, there is a way to use it properly. I don't know it though. So I'm pretty happy. All this stuff seems to work. You have to run around and test it. Just saying. I'll test insurgency as well, just to see where that's at. So the grid mode, we'll turn this on. Turn grid mode on. It's okay, I'll leave that on for now. Server. So, hopefully grid mode is working. It should be working. It's not that hard to... I haven't changed anything with it, so it should just be working fine. It should just work. I know it takes a second to initialize, like it has to spawn a lot of map markers. So it takes a second to initialize. I wonder if in the future I can make it so it doesn't spawn as many map markers. So it can like just move the same few map markers around. Problem is, like, I want to show completed zones. But maybe I don't need all the markers for that. We'll see, I don't know. I want to make changes, but changes take time and effort and are not necessarily stable, so you have to... I don't know, things are just harder. It's just hard to do. So we're waiting for our mode to spawn in. Aircraft carriers in. Destroyers in, new location. Our dock seems to work fine. Dock is up, new boats there. I know this mode does take a bit of time to spawn in, but I was hoping it should be a bit quicker. I'm gonna check the server to see if there's any script errors going here. Very well could be. But no, there are not. Well, too early to say there aren't. So it is initializing. And it does take time. It is doing something. Feel it. But what is this? What are the scripts saying? Alright, there we go. AO's up. It's obviously a new mode, or new area. like the HQ bit. Yeah, so this is like the insurgency mode. It's got like a lower intensity combat. I'm not 100% on like the objectives I put in here. Like the grid's converted. It just means like if you convert like 16 grids, so like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. If you convert those grids, then you satisfy one of the capture conditions. But I should change it so there's like priority, like you have to clear this one, you know, that one, you know, maybe this one. So you have to clear certain grids, like a certain percentage of like, so those grids have to be almost all cleared in order to capture it. Like I should change it to be something like that. Tunnels destroyed, I like sort of like that mode. I don't know. It's hard to say, like just difficult. Where are some of my tunnels? Is this a tunnel in here? No. Where are like my tunnel entrances? Oh, okay, here's one. It's just out in the open, but like sort of. Oh, here's a second. This should be like 3. I'm not sure why these ones aren't covered. They should be covered, but these ones. Oh, is that 2? No, yeah, it's just 2. And then the third one will be either just like hard to say where the third one is. Could be anywhere. Are those in the zone though? Is this in the zone? Yeah, okay, it's in the zone. I wonder where the third tunnel entrance is. But that's the whole point of this mode, is like you have to clear buildings to find like intel. Not many enemies in this area though, unfortunately. So finding them would be tough, like in this big town. Wonder where that third tunnel entrance is. Yeah, so this mission's all about like going around. This game mode's all about like running around and finding these spots. Should be lots of intel in these buildings, but maybe not enough. Maybe it should be like proportional to the town size. Yeah, not quite enough intel in this area. So it would take a while to find the tunnel entrance, the third one. There's one up there. You could like fly around and find them. I wonder where it is. It's either like, oh, there it is, yeah. You can see it's like not in the building as it's supposed to be. But this building is obviously like out of place here. Yeah, okay. So if I destroy these things, spawn some like explosives, large IED urban. In the Prairie Fire mod, I'd actually like made proper tunnels that you gotta go and clear for this game mode. But it's a mod, like a paid mod, so you just don't get near the same amount of players as you do in vanilla, so it just goes unused. Even if it's amazing, people gotta pay more to play it, so no one plays it. So that's that. Actually, I could use the new like crater. I might use the new crater objects instead of these. So where's the last one? Those are 2, and then the third one was like up here. There it is. These are like respawn points for enemies. They like spawn in this area because there's a tunnel mouth here. Our respawn tunnels destroyed, and then now it's like grid conversion. We'll test out that. So we'll run some squads down the road here. This is meant as like an easier mode. Like the enemies aren't armored, like they're unarmored. They don't have main battle tanks. They have like these technicals. So it's meant as like a lower intensity fight. Still got an HQ, still got like a defend mission at the HQ, but just isn't the same level of intensity as classic. So I thought it was pretty fun. It's almost time for a go make a coffee. Definitely getting that way. There's more work to do though. Like I want to release today-ish, so that means we got to get through a whole lot of testing. This right here is a little side mission, a little side task. For people who get to the HQ, they can spawn it, and like only they will see it. They can go off and do another little bit of gameplay as a reward for getting here first. What are our grid conversions look like? So we're converting a little bit. Need to do a bit more. So we'll convert our zones. I'm actually going to be using like some of this technology in the classic mode. So we'll be using like an underlying grid system like this for AI usage. They'll know what grids players have moved through. So they can know what grids not to spawn in. Because we don't want like, I don't want stuff spawning behind players, but not like right away. So we need to spawn things fast. We gotta know where players have just cleared. Which isn't easy to do with it blowing out performance, like tracking player activities. So conversion's going well. Bit of a fight. How many have we cleared? We've cleared 13. I wonder if my UXO field is doing alright. Now teleport. Let's go back to base and change to engineer. So we'll go role selection, engineer, and then I want to come out to my UXO fields. This little side task was supposed to be like, if you complete this, then some stuff that you need will appear on the map. My mine detector. There's a UXO field in here somewhere. And if you do this, then you get goodwill from the town, your objectives appear on the map, and then you can move forward easier. But I'm not sure if these mines are spawning properly. Oh, there they are. There's one UXO. Basically, I have to clear a certain number of these mines. I think it was in this area here. Just running around like clearing some of these mines out. Should say how many mines I have to clear. Like I should say like you know, 6 of 6 or whatever. Can't see it. Oh, there it is. So we'll clear these out. That should be it. Surprised that there's more. Sort of like over here. Those are grid clearance things. Still 13 zones. They're pretty bad at clearing zones. You should definitely map mark where I've cleared the mines from though. I guess I could have done that. I could have map marked where I'd cleared the mines, I guess. So I'm just moving through this area. I guess I could use like a bobcat as well. Maybe this is like what the bobcat is for. So NATO PC's bobcat for mine clearance. We'll get in driver's seat. Should get more able to detect mines at further ranges now. I don't know. Trying to make sure this mode works properly, that's all. Alright, we're in our zone. Maybe I'll pull up our GPS. So we know where we're clearing. Is there more further up? Or is that it? Did I just like I wonder why. That's strange. I wonder what this will produce if I just do like system chat stir count all mines. How many left? 16? Couldn't be 16. Where are they? Bizarre. Okay, so we will capture this stuff though. Capture these zones. What do we got? 14. I wonder where they are. Sometimes they're like in the zone but above it because of Z-axis issues. I'm just like waiting for stuff to appear on my screen here, which is not happening. Okay. The grid conversion complete, no civilian casualties. Now what? Zone completed. Nice. Next zone's up. That's a big one. That is a big one. So this is what I don't like. This is something that has to be fixed to this mode. Is like converting 16 grids isn't a good objective for this. Like grid conversion. I don't think grid conversion should even be an objective. It should be like, you know, when you move through and it goes green, it should tell you that, okay, there's no more enemies in my grid. That's what the grid conversion should be for. And then the actual like tasks to complete the AO should be slightly different. It's like tunnel entrances destroyed, and then like ammo caches destroyed. So like yeah, just things to do which aren't I'm gonna do that too. So we're gonna get rid of like the grid conversion task and replace it with some other stuff. I'm also not sure why I have no civilian task, like there should be like clearing a minefield or something. Anyway, still work to do on this mode. I'm not sure how much I'm gonna do for this next patch. I think the next patch, like in the next month or two, I'll work on classic mode, and then I'll do some work on this insurgency mode, because I think it has good potential as well. I think it's got good potential for like low population fun. So we'll definitely be doing some stuff with it. It was meant as like a lower intensity mode. This is alright. I don't know why civilians with weapon poses though. Like this one will be easier because there's not many buildings. So you know, like, alright, there's probably intel in here. Yes, there's intel on the table there. Which is how I wanted it to be. When it's in like big cities, you have to look in too many places. It's probably intel. Where would more intel be? In here? Yeah, there's definitely stuff in here. Nope. Maybe in here? Nope. Well, there's intel around anyways, right? Just somewhere, not there. There was a building here. Yeah, there's more. It's good. Cool. Yeah, so I'll be working more on this game mode in the future. Because like when you come back to like you don't necessarily have enough players on your server to do like 50 player combined arm stuff. So this is like a lower, like you can have a lot of fun with like 2 to 6 players on this mode. So you have all like the accoutrements of Invade and Annex, so you can have your parking lot full of tanks and stuff. And you have objectives, but they're just less enemies. So you can maybe have more fun and die less, is maybe the idea. Intel in there too. They're all standing on the table. God, I hate that. So yeah, I'll be doing definitely more work on the insurgency mode, because I think it's a lot of fun. It just it needs a bit more work, and I think I'm in a position to do that work now. So yeah, that's this mode, and I think everything's about done. Like we've tested a lot. Let's go to our to-do lists. I want to make sure I don't touch the Altus one. Maybe we'll delete this, so I don't have 2 parallel versions being worked on. Where's our changelog? So here's the changelog as it stands. Very boring to look at, but yeah. Is that how you spell Calithia? EA? Calithia, yes, good. I don't want spelling mistakes. There's more I could do, but I think this is enough for a patch. Lots of tweaks, lots of fixes, a few additions. So here's the new options right here. I was gonna move this menu up so you could see like the back button, because right now it spawns like pretty low on the screen and you can't see the back button. But I think it's good enough. So here's the 2 new options that we're adding. Group hexagons, turn on and off. Like where's the player? Right here. On our rifle squad, to the player. You see all like the blue hexes. If you don't want that, then you just come in here, group hex off. You need no more group hexes. Still a name comes up, but you just don't have the group hex, which I think is pretty cool. Yeah, we added a toggle option for that, and also for like the chat box gets filled up with a lot of junk. Like a player connecting takes up half the chat box, when it should, in my opinion, just take one line. So we trim out a lot of the extra junk in the chat message, in the chat box, and have that as a player option as well. So we've added a few things. Survivability, AI medics. AI medics are quite advanced now. Like I can demonstrate this quite easily. So I'll get rid of these guys. So it's just me and a medic in a squad, right? Say we got like an ambulance. So we'll go civilian, and then we'll get an ambulance. And I'll get into the driver's seat. And we'll get our buddy in here. What's that? I have no idea what this is. I have no idea that there's like a little display. A lot of stuff in here I didn't realize. Anyway, so yeah, I have a medic in here, and say I have like a down guy, like an injured dude up ahead, right at that crossroads. So he's out cold. He needs help. So there's also a rifleman with him who's like injured. We'll have to do this a couple times. Wait till he self-heals and then change his health again. Maybe just do it again. Yeah, so we got some hurt guys here. But I have in my truck an advanced medic. We'll come up here, and I'm not even gonna have to do anything. I just drive up. I get nearby, and then I just stop. And my medic hops out as I look around, and he's in business. Now he's coming to help this guy. Treat him. He's sorted. There's also a down guy right here. So our medic will run over and take care of him. He will eventually get there. Yeah, there he is. So you run over and revive him. And now I can just get him back in the truck. He doesn't get back in automatically, but there's controls for that, so it's pretty easy to do. So yeah, he's back in the truck, and off we go to the next set of victims. That's that. So that's pretty nifty stuff for AI medics. You can do like mass casualty things as well, like this area is notoriously hard for AI pathing just because of the confluence of roads. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 roads all at odd angles. So he goes up to the nearest guy, we'll revive him, and then go straight to the next guy. This is a lot of work to script. If you go back to my earlier live stream videos, you'll see where we designed this. And now you can just tell them like, get in the van, buddy. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. It's very cool. What else? Those things are fixed. Just got my ammo boxes spawning up, which is good. No, I think we're looking good. There's like a small like flexible. I'm not sure why this isn't spawning, but there's like a where is it? There's like a fuel tank that you can like an airliftable fuel tank. Flexible fuel tank sand. This thing's like slingable. I'm not sure why it doesn't spawn though. You should be able to. That thing should be spawning. Just doesn't though. Role selection. Go transport. Even the hummingbird should be able to sling the. Should be able to sling the flexible fuel tank. But yeah, we're sort of wrapping up the work we have to do in this update. Is there a changelog here? No. If I pull my little sling assistant up, it should come up. Should we spawn this thing? Like, should this thing be in the mission for refueling? Because like refueling is going to be more of a thing with these changes to helicopters. So refueling might be like an important thing. Should be able to reduce the rope length as well. There we go. Yeah. Should we do stuff with fuel tanks? Could. Very well could. I'm not sure why we don't. Like, they're supposed to be there. They're supposed to be at spawn like that. I'm not sure why we don't have them spawning there. Yeah, I don't know. I think we're about done. I'm ready to publish this stuff. So, not simple, but we haven't made any critical changes that could screw anything up. I'm just trying to plant this down. Yes, yeah, so you should be able to refuel off that thing. Yeah, refueling done. What else? I think it's coffee time, and then I think I'm gonna come back after coffee time and start compiling the update and pushing it out. Obviously, a lot of communities aren't gonna just go ahead and adopt this. Like a lot of the larger communities have like spent years doing their own modifications and making their own changes, like making their own builds, their own versions. So they won't want to just throw all that away. They'll want to somehow adapt the changes. But that's not my problem. I want to leave that to other people. One thing I do have to think about, though, there is one more outstanding thing to think about. That is the the medic stretchers. Sorry, just reading chat. There's one more outstanding thing to think about, and that is the waypoint. See, like ahead of the helicopter, I have the thing up there. I mean, there are medic stretchers, but they're on the UGV stomper. Like they're like a medical UGV. I couldn't figure out how to do that like two-player coordinated movement thing without it looking silly. Maybe there's ways with like ropes and stuff, like the rope physics stuff, to do it. But that needs more thought before I even start thinking about that. Before I even start working on something like that. Yeah, the last outstanding thing is like, see that waypoint that's like ahead of the helicopter? Like that's scripted now, like it's not a default thing now, like it's not built into the game. At least in this, the way I have this set up. But in order to do that, I've lost the ability to show like tasks, like these tasks on the map, they don't come up. And they should. I might have to script like a task, like a tasks to get shown on the 3D HUD, so we have some of that functionality back. What do you mean driver? What do you mean if the player is the driver? Like I'll show you what is built in already. I'll just land and show you. As far as like medical stretchers, what we have already. Like there is medical stretcher stuff. It's just not like player carrying player. It's more like logistics style stuff. So let's put a down guy out. Let's put like maybe two down guys. So we'll put this guy. He's dead. And we'll put his buddy over here. He's dead too. Now if I spawn in the UGV Stomper, if I just spawn it in, we've scripted so that it appears with stretchers on the back. So whoever's controlling the Stomper can roll around like this, and then find our guys up here. See, I got two down guys here. So I come up to this guy, load, and he gets loaded on the back like that. And then another guy over here. So he gets loaded. Now I'm like, so I do have stretchers built into this mission, or into this framework. Yeah, so the framework has stretchers. It's just not as you think, like ambulance style gurney stretcher things where like you move the person by hand. Like there are handles on these stretchers, but scripted it so they're attached to the to the Stomper. We could just have one person moving the stretcher. It's like, have you ever seen what is it, like Star Wars Empire Strikes Back, where they're in the Cloud City and they're moving the guy frozen in carbonite. They're moving him around like so he's like levitating. So it's like a levitating stretcher. You do stuff like that. At the moment we just have carrying, but this stuff's like sort of logistics style content. So we do have like, and then you go to like where a medic is, and then you can like unload and unload. That's the whole idea of this. So we did put some thought into stretchers and medical logistics. It's just handheld medical logistics, no. Like not stretchers. That's all that's missing. So yeah, this is built into the framework. Not many people use it, just because whatever. Not my problem if people use or not use stuff. I build it in, and then servers and communities can play with it how they like. So you can build like Zeus missions with this stuff. Like you could use this framework without Invade and Annex, so get rid of that, all that stuff, and just run like Zeus missions, spawn in your own assets like the Stomper, and then run stuff like that. Yeah, this is built in. Not many people use it. There is a Stomper, like say I go back to base and change roles. It's not spawned in here, but if I was to change role selection to UAV operator, so I spawn in as UAV operator, and there should be, I think they're over here. I think they spawn over here. The Stompers should be spawning in. I think they're here. This might take them a minute. There they go. Okay, yeah, so when you spawn in as UAV operator, you get the armed one, And then, like, I'll show you what this one's built for. This is like, it's not a medical stomper. It's just I gave it medical logistics abilities. It's actually more than that. Like, it does much more. So maybe we'll spawn like a van. So where's our civilian logistics van? I have a video. Like, if you go back in my older videos, I go all over this stuff. So cargo van. We got a cargo van. And now I will take UAV controls. And there's ammo boxes over here, like there's crates on the ground here. So it's like a logistics UGV. So you just drive up, and then if you want to do this stuff, the beds disappear, and your like logistics. So now, like you're like a logistics stomper. So you got a crate on the back. And then say like this guy in the truck wants to take it somewhere, like that's a cargo truck. You just come in here and that's too big for the that's too big for that. So get rid of that. And because we're not using it for cargo, our medical beds appear again. So our medical beds are like there by default, and then when it's carrying cargo like this, then the medical beds disappear. So you can come up here to this guy and like load the cargo, and then that cargo is now in the van. So that's what's built into the framework. Whether or not people use it, it's up to them. I think it can even carry like these Taru pods. Like it's even like a troop carrier. Like this, I think. Okay. So it doesn't look great, like it's like a bit ugly. But people can sit in that back area, and it's like a troop carrier. They can ride in there and get carted around. So it's like a mini, like you can put 8 guys in there, and they can be going like, I might fix that actually, so it's in a better spot on the vehicle, like attached to a better point. You can put 8 guys back there, and then this thing can like roll them around. Oops, that looked a bit odd. Yeah, all that stuff's built in. Whether or not people want to use it's up to them. Invade and Annex sort of plays a bit faster, and like people don't have patience for this stuff. But if they were to use the framework for Zeus missions or custom stuff, then they might use it. But I can't control how people do stuff. Yeah. Anyways, so I think we're getting close. I'm gonna go do a coffee sort of thing now, and then maybe come back, and I might come back on for like recompiling and putting everything together on screen, or I may just publish the update. I'm not sure. But this is about done, so I'm pretty happy with everything. Not too many bugs that I anticipate. A lot of ugly map markers. I'm gonna set the default back to classic mode, obviously. But yeah, that's what's possible